Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Are you in for a great life lesson today? Hopefully several of them. Nice to have you all here. How's everything? Who doesn't want better health, a better love life, more money? Did you know you can attract all those things to your home through feng shui? Take a look at this book. The author of Feng Shui for Dummies is in town for a book signing. In fact, David Kennedy joins me right now. I'm very privileged to meet you today, David. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you. Your signing is it tonight?
That's right, 7 o'clock at Borders.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. Feng Shui, what is it? Let's start with that.
Feng Shui is the art of arranging your environment so as to have a better life in any area that you choose, whether it be health, marriage, relationships, money, and etc.
Arranging your, is it mainly furniture placement? What? Kind of give us a little run through of what you mean.
Well, it can go from choosing the house that you live in to where the house is located on the lot, what kind of landscaping you do, and then the orientation of the rooms, and then it goes to the colors, the placement of objects and furniture, and so on.
Now that sounds complex, but you wrote this book for dummies, right? You're part of the Dummies series. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
That's great because everybody looks at these thinking, well, this is a kind of a streamlined way to learn these things. And would you say you've streamlined it in this book?
Yes, we've made it very easily and accessible, so you can just open the book and step by step move through it and apply things to your life.
And I really enjoyed reading it last night, and I got almost all the way through it. You mentioned some of the things already that seem, there are a lot of different aspects of this. So kind of give us a few things which you think really do speak to people. You want to talk about the money first?
Sure.
Yeah. How do we attract money to our homes?
Well, one of the easy ways to do it is to have more flowing water in your environment.
More flowing water? Like flooding the basement or something?
Well, that would be a little bit too much. So the water symbolizes money to the Chinese way of thinking. And if you look at the English word currency, it's the same as the word current. Yeah. So they both flow. So when our money is tight, we say we don't have any cash flow. Right. So when you put the water in an environment, there's more flow in the environment that stimulates more money in our life.
Where should I put the water?
Well, near the front door is a good place to do it.
Indoors and out?
It could be either.
So I know you mentioned a fountain of fountains in here.
Right.
Now around here where half the year the fountain would freeze, inside maybe it would be easier?
Right, during the summertime or the wintertime, inside is fine.
All right, so flowing water.
That's
like
right.
Those little fountains, you like those little things with the rocks in them and those little, do you like those?
Yes, with a little aquarium pump in it and it recirculates the water.
Okay.
And that can stimulate some more cash and income.
All right, give me another one.
So another way to do it is to have more life energy in your home, particularly in the back left part of the home, orienting from the front door.
All right, back left part of the home, do what with that area?
Plants or living things. Or you can do it in the back left part of the yard. So you could have trees there or even a bright light.
You've obviously, well, you believe this because you've practiced this and you teach it now to others. You've seen it work.
That's right.
Tell me how you've seen this work.
Well, I have one client in California who was suffering in their career and their home was too small for them and their income was lower. And they applied feng shui, and 4 months later they bought a new car for cash, and they made more money in that 4 months than they had the previous year. And now 1 year later, they're in a home that's twice as big as their previous house.
And you think it's all because of the principles of feng shui that they applied to their home?
I think it's mostly because of the feng
shui. Do you? Yeah. Oh, the page we were just looking at that we just showed on camera here was that the placement of your home, if your home is low and the road is high, that's negative, isn't it?
That's right.
It's better to live up a little bit, have your home higher on the road?
Right, even or higher is much better than lower. When you're lower than the road that your home addresses or is connected to by the driveway, then you have to struggle every day to get up and out. In other words, to go to the career.
Because you're saying our home, the house where we live, that symbolizes, that's us.
That's right.
That's your body.
Yes.
And the mouth is the entrance to your home.
That's right.
Yeah, see, I did read this.
You did,
yes.
Yeah,
I did. What we're going to do is take a little break, David, and come back, and we're going to talk about what to do if you and your spouse are fighting a lot in your home, some things you can do, more lessons in feng shui from the expert, Feng Shui for Dummies from David Kennedy, when we come right back. Now, David and I just wanted to talk to you about harmony in the home. All couples fight, but some people really have a hard time. And you think there are things we can do in our homes to help lessen that?
Definitely. I think it's good to check out the back right part of the house. And that relates to the marriage or partnership of husband and wife or a boyfriend, girlfriend. So if there's a lot of junk or trash in that area, cleaning that up could definitely decrease the disharmony.
Okay, clean out your junk. What else?
Well, the next thing we need to pay attention to is the bedroom.
All right. There's a whole section about the bedroom in here. In fact, you guys will get a nice shot of this. The placement of the bed in the room is very important. We have these illustrations. As you walk into the door, where's the best place? Where should the bed be facing?
Well, ideally, it would be cat corner from the door.
Okay.
As far from the door as you can get.
So that's this one. That's best.
Right. Any of the three are positive.
Any of these three are good. Now, if your bed happens to be here, right behind the door as you walk in, that's bad.
Well, it's not as positive because you can't see as easily who's approaching. So therefore, you might be subconsciously threatened in life, and that stress might fall over into the relationship. So you might be fighting not because you really have a conflict, but because of your environment.
That is fascinating. You know, that's kind of, I think, hard for Americans to absorb, because it sounds like hooey, sort of, doesn't it?
Sure, it does. To our Western minds, it seems like really strange, and it did to me at first, too. But we're also a people that like to just try it and see if it works.
Sure.
And if you try it with an open mind and it does work, then it doesn't really matter if we'd understand it or not. We know it works.
Is it a placebo effect? Like, you know, when you take a sugar pill and your doctor tells you it's really going to help you and then it does?
Well, if it is, it's the most effective placebo I've ever seen, so.
All right. I love that. Okay, let's talk more about the fighting couples then. Okay, so you get your bed arranged correctly in the bedroom. Give us something else, another good example.
Well, you can also work with color. For example, each of the colors represents a different quality that you can bring into your life. We all know that red is like fiery and passionate, and the color pink relates directly to love.
Oh yes, pink sheets. David says you should put pink sheets on your bed.
If you want more love life.
If you want more love life.
More love in your relationship.
Really? And I love pink.
Yeah, women tend to do that.
I know.
And you can also put pink in the room colors if you want, or accents.
But guys don't, yeah.
Well, then you can use green.
Green.
Green is new hope, new life, and so that will encourage the relationship to be very healthy.
What other colors? You red, I know you mentioned a lot in here about red, having a red door, painting your front door red. Money, because red attracts money as well?
Well, red is a power color. It creates action and activity. So the front door represents the entire house, and that in turn represents the life. So it's a real leverage point. So if you put red there, it can make everything go well for you. It's just a special trick that the Chinese figured out over many hundreds of years.
Let's talk also about mirrors. You mentioned mirrors a lot in here, in the kitchen particularly. You want to talk about that?
Sure. Mirrors are a way to expand a space or to actually see in a different direction, you know, depending on where you're standing. And one key thing that when we're cooking, it's good to be able to see the entrance to the kitchen.
So if a lot of us have a stove that, of course, faces a wall.
Of course.
You should put a mirror behind your stove.
Well, having the mirror behind the stove can allow you to see who's coming and can positively impact your health and your money.
Health and money. What are the three things we always want, David?
The money, the honey, and the health.
Isn't it the truth? If you want to hear more about this, you get the book. I mean, really, they're just great, fascinating tips. And David explains it in a real person kind of way, which is, it's a little high-minded, some of it, and you've really boiled it down well in here. And you can meet David and pick up the book, have him sign it, whatever, tonight at 7 at Borders. They're on 53rd in Davenport. And is there anything else you'd like to mention, Mr. Feng Shui for Dummies? You do this for a living. This is your profession.
That's right. People ask me to come to their home and they tell me what part of their life they want to improve, and I show them how to do it, and then a few months later or a year later they report to me how much better things are.
Isn't that great? Wow, what a great job you have.
It's very fulfilling, and you know, people's testimonies are really, you know, the fuel that keeps me going.